Hello, everyone. This is Father Michael Lilly. Breaking you some news today out of Ukraine regarding the statuses of the churches there. We know that there has been a lot going on in Ukraine this past year with the armed conflict between Russia and Ukraine, and so the church has, in their recent synod, have had to make some difficult choices on how they're going to proceed as a autonomous church, while they are a part of the Moscow Patriarch, but also wanting to continue to thrive in a country where they are also sometimes seen as affiliated with an enemy state. And so the synod, and I'm going to be reading here from Orthodox Christian .com in their news. They are proclaiming here that the council has brought out a couple of different resolutions. One, of course, is they condemn war and is a violation of God's commandment. They look to see a negotiation process for the stopping of the bloodshed between Ukraine and Russia. And then they also proclaim that they are in disagreement with the position of Patriarch Kirill of Moscow and Russia regarding the war in Ukraine and presumably its justifications for it. The council adopted relevant amendments and additions to the statutes on the administration of the Ukrainian church, indicating full autonomy and independence of the Ukrainian Orthodox Church. Now, this is interesting here because the church has already full autonomy, has had autonomy for quite some time, but the church has had full autonomy since it was created in after the fall of the Soviet Union, but they're proclaiming that their autonomy is going to be even more extreme in a sense. So, and what does that look like? So let's again here look at the news here from OrthodoxChristian.com. So they say that they're going to take out any mention of the Russian Orthodox Church from its statutes. So the charter that created the church, it's going to remove the mention of the Russian Orthodox Church. This is most likely due to legal issues that the church is running into, where there are legislations being brought to the parliament often to persecute the Ukrainian church that is under Metropolitan Onufry. This is because they see often the church as affiliated with an enemy of the state. And so this is removing this as a Russian Orthodox Church. They can fully claim that they are the Ukrainian Orthodox Church, as someone would deny in Ukraine. There's a lot of pressures also from the outside. I'm sorry, from outside the church, but in Ukraine, but from nationalistic groups and also from the unrecognized Orthodox Church in Ukraine created by the Ecumenical Patriarch. It's unrecognized by Metropolitan Onufry and his church. They see them as people that are trying to take the church, and in fact, they have. Many of them have by force taken properties from the Ukrainian Orthodox Church under the Metropolitan Onufry. So the council considered the restoration of making chrism in the Ukrainian Orthodox Church. This is still to be decided, but there is a historical precedent in chrism being made in Kiev, and not just receiving it from the Patriarch of Moscow as has been in recent times. And this again would strengthen their claim as an independent church. What the Ukrainian church under Metropolitan Onufry is not saying, they're not saying that they're autocephalous, and they're not saying that they will, as we see here in the news, that they will not be part of the OCU, that is the Orthodox Church of Ukraine, which was created again by the Patriarch of Constantinople. They do not recognize them as a canonical church, and they're not looking to unite with them in any other way except that they repent and are brought in through by these resolutions to restore the apostolic succession of bishops. So that would be through baptism, chrismation, and ordination wherever it was as necessary. Um, Now, the interesting thing here is that Metropolitan Onufri celebrated liturgy on Sunday, and he did not commemorate the Patriarch of Moscow as an autonomous church would. He did it as an autocephalous church. And so while he is not claiming, and they're not claiming to be autocephalous, they are liturgically operating in that manner. And no doubt to kind of probably placate a lot of bad feelings that is going on because of this war. And so that is one dynamic that is interesting. Also, interesting is the fact that many of the dioceses in Ukraine have not gone along with this fully. So the here Orthodox Christian uh, has reported that the dioceses within the provinces of Crimea and also the provinces of Donetsk has said that they will continue to commemorate Patriarch Kirill. I've also read reports that the same thing is going on in the Lugansk provinces. Again, this is all Donbass area, which has been under conflict for some 14 years now. So it's understandable that they would be still trying to hold really closer to the Patriarch of Moscow, whom they feel is defending or at least the country of Russia is defending them right now. And finally, the Metropolitan Luke and his diocese, and it's hard, I'm not pronouncing this right, I'm sure, but Zaporozhye diocese, he is adamantly against proclaiming any autocephaly for the Ukrainian Orthodox Church under Metropolitan Onufri, that they would continue to be under Patriarch of Moscow. So that's the news from Ukraine this past week. A lot going on there. We need to continue to pray for the church in Ukraine, who is under tremendous amount of pressure and persecutions. We need to continue to pray for the unity of the church, and that this war in Ukraine will end, and so that the church life can come to a quick conclusion on how it's going to proceed in the future years. God bless you all.